Today we have something called as D average. Basically, it means an average that you want to get out of a given set of data, table, database, sheet, any kind of data set or a data formulation. So, if you can see here, this is a small data table which has about 5 6 different data entry lines. One is the heading is the tree, height of the tree, age of the tree, what is the yield of the tree, and what is the profit of this tree. So, uh, you know, for example, apple height of the apple tree is 18, maybe it is feet or it is meters. So ideally, it has to be either inches or meters. So inches also, the tree would be very small, so it has to be 18 meters. Then the age of the tree is 20 years. So I mean, age is always going to be measured in years. Yield is probably the number of apples that we can get from this tree over a period of time, or maybe a month, or a week, or a particular day. It depends on what kind of yield that we are talking about. And here is the profit. So, whatever profit that we gain is from this particular yield, the number of apples that we are able to get, and the amount of profit less whatever basic expenses to cultivate, to maintain, and to take care of the tree. So this would be a profit out of this tree. So what we'll try to understand from here is, if we are trying to find what is the average yield or average profit or average age of the apple tree here. So the formula for the average here is, we'll use the equal to sign, then we'll type the average, use shift number 9 to open bracket. So database, you have to select the database, which is basically, tap on this cell, then use shift colon, go to your extreme right, then use the down arrow key to select the entire table. Now use shift again, use 0 to close the bracket. You don't have to actually close the bracket here. There are some still other things that we need to add. Now from here, you want to find out, uh, uh, which particular column. Either you want to find out the age of the apple trees, yield of the apple trees, or the profit from the apple tree, or average of the profit of the, you can see three apple trees here, one cherry, two pears. So let us do some average calculation for the height of the apple tree. So the height here is column number D, and the row number is 6. So you will type D 6, then use comma again. Now we'll fix the criteria. So out of this criteria, we want to know if the apple tree height is maybe above 10 inches or 10 meters. So we will select uh, the criteria. The criteria here, obviously we'll have to type the criteria. So tap on tree, use colon, go to your right, then use down arrow key. Now you will close the bracket, shift and 0 to close the bracket. You can see the formula here, C3, which is the tree, up to D4, which is the height. In this case, we picked up height, so we will put height. This is above 10 here, and here we'll put. So if I don't put any tree criteria, it will calculate all the trees which have the height of above 10. So you can see the height of the four trees above 10 is 14.25. It is given the update as 14.25. Now if I type uh, pair, so this will again just pick up pair. which is above 10 meters. So there's only one tree above 10 meters, which is the pear. So I get average of 12 here. And if it is apple, so again, here you see the apple, one is 18, one is 14. So if you just select the two, you get a total of 32. We divide by 2, gives you an average of 16. So average height is about 16 meters. So now if I want to check the age, so if I delete this, I select the age, I'll use the above 9. So here I did not specify equal or above 9. I can do that as well, equal or above 9. So I don't want, uh, so what we'll do is use above sign, equal to sign, 9. So here again, apple, 1, 2, 3. Ideally it hasn't picked up this. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and change this above 8.99. So what we have to do is one thing we have to update here. Uh, Here we picked up height as D6, but now we have to change this to, we're looking to calculate the average age. So instead of D here, we will put E. So you can see if I put above 8.99, it tells me the average is 14.66 years. So if I do it manually, select this last column and use control, tap on the next apple, which is 15, and the last one, which is 20. So it, you can see it gives me an average of 14.666. So if I change this to higher than equal to 9, still it remains the same. So if I just uh, now uh, change this to 9.01, you can see here this average hasn't changed, possibly because of the equal to sign. We'll remove the equal to sign and hit enter. It's still showing as 14.667, which means that there is something wrong in the formulation. So if you can see here, uh, this criteria sequence is column E, and what we've updated here is C3, which is the reason why it is taking all the three apples and it's just taking the field which is of column C. It is not calculating column E because the formulation doesn't include column E. So while change that D to E, now you can see here my average has changed. You can see, tap on 15, then use control and tap on 20, so you get the average of those two. So now if I change this equal to, higher than equal to, I'll just select 9. So you can see now it has given me the right input. If I change this 9 to 0.01, this again, because 9, it is equal to 9, the thing remains as 9.01. So what I'll do is now I'll remove the point zero 0.01, I will remove the equal to sign, and I will just select above 9. So even above 9, it has taken 9, 15, 20. However, it has removed this 9. You can only see 15 and 20, which gives an average of 17.5. So it's important that the criteria that you put, you select the fields correctly. If you do not select those fields correctly, then your return output would not be the right one. So here I can put in the height of say 10 or above 10. However, since the criteria is based on column E, which is age, the average would give you the average of age. Similarly, you can copy this, control C and paste it here. and instead of F6 you can put here D6, and in this particular formula you go ahead and change this from E to D. So you will still you have both the sequences updated here. So here, I hope you understand. This is one table. We'll look at another example here with an example. You can click here, go to home, go to auto sum, you go to more functions. Under database, select the average, click OK. It will give you a range of formula. So here you will select column shift A. Can see here I've selected the column A. I use shift colon. I go select right, go right till the end and select the last column. For some reason it is stuck, so let us try once again. Bear with me. Sorry, there's something wrong. Bear with me. Yeah. The screen has also stopped responding completely. I'm sorry for the trouble, guys. So, friends, this is how I've input the date, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is the range. So here you can see the date is 1st of Feb, and I've put in a value above 800. If I change this above value to 7,500, it still gives me a valid response. If I use above 7,000 800, here again you see the value will fall. Why? Because this average, it has excluded this range because it is less than 7,800. And if I similarly use the average above 8,800, we will still consider this as part of my data, because here again 8,800 is more than 5,224. So is ignore this data set and is ignore the last amount of data as well, and the average return is only one, which is 7,570. So if I just put a uniform above 500 in all the four columns, it will give me an average, which is average of these four columns. Again, just to ensure that you've understood this well, you can type in the formula manually. You can use the auto sum function as well to key input the formulation. So you will put in more functions, select database, then once you tap the average, click on OK. It will popping a field. You type A, then you shift colon, then you put the last column, which is S, field number 10, and then you enter a criteria. As I said, I put a criteria from U1. It needs to include the headings, and it needs to include what data range you are looking at. Once I've input this, I click on OK. It gives me the same result because the same data or the same formulation has been used. If I go ahead and change this to V6, then here the average changes. Uh, V6 is blank. So if I put 5 here and if I put here the value is 6,971. So if I put a value of above 6,500, here the average would change. Here again the average is the first 5 days. So you can see the average at the bottom of the screen shows as 5666, which is exactly what the formulation shows here. So this is a way to calculate the average of just a selected amount of data out of the whole data range that you have. You have two examples that I've shown you. This is the whole data range. This is with example where you have 5 fields. In the previous sheet example, you have only 2 fields. One is the date and one is the month. So here you have multiple options that you can use. You can use 4 different fields in this particular range to calculate an average. You can use all 5 actually. If you just input one information and you exclude the others, then it would give you the information only of that particular range. Or if you just remove the entire data range from here and just select, leave all the everything blank, it will use the average here. Depending on which particular field you've selected, it will give you average value of all the trees. Tree is the most common factor that relates to the other 4 fields, so it will definitely use this as your base, and these 4 fields would be the output that it calculates. So if you use D6 here, it will calculate the average height of all the trees. If you use E6, it will calculate the average age of all the trees. And if use field F, it will calculate the average yield of all the trees. And similarly, if you use column G, it will average the profit yield of all the trees. So friends, thank you for watching. I hope this helps you at your workplace, at ways to learn different things that you can use within Excel. Try to master it. This is a sort of advanced formula use of Excel, but it relates to some basics like sum, average, count. These are the kind of basics that you learn in Excel. So this is like a sort of an advanced use of the basic formula, which will help you in mastering and presenting data in different ways as and when required. So thank you once again. If you have any questions, please leave a comment below the video, and we'll be happy to help you with any information or any way to rectify any trouble that you may be facing. Thank you.